All right. So here's something that we could make it our big talk for the evening, right?
All right, big talk. Love
I've
big talk.
I've heard quite a few people lately shitting on AEW. I mean, no surprise. But here's something that I never really thought about until recently. When AEW was starting and it was like this wide open landscape of all of these misfit toys that came in, even when it was really bad, it was so fucking interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that AEW, maybe because they were trying to find like a more, like we're serious, or like we're going to take this into like a different direction kind of thing, where it lost that original, like, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't always good. A lot of it was bad, but there was a certain charm about it where people were interested in tuning in every week. I was one of those people.
You too.
Like as bad as like some of the shit was, with like, oh, like they're just bringing in like guys from the independents and whatnot. They didn't know what to do with them. It was kind of cool trying to see where everything was fitting in, and like what was gonna happen next.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays it's just kind of like they can't get out of their own way. Am I wrong with like AEW like 3 years ago was so much more of a fun thing to watch than it is now?
I agree with you, but I think that it's multi-layered. I think that they have come to a spot where their presentation looks like a bad WWE model.
See, and
They're
that was
like,
that was another thing that came up
yep,
where a lot of people were saying like it goes to the production and the presentation as well.
yep. And it's when they did those double entrances, and even when they didn't have the double entrance, but it was different. And now they walk out giant video board, and I fucking hate that. All it is walk to your spot, do your pose, walk to the. I fucking hate all of it. When at least when they didn't have the giant video board behind them, the talent was forced to actually engage in the audience. It wasn't just fucking walk out, hit your mark, do your pose, walk down. Now with the video boards and all that shit, it looks like a poorly produced WWE product. So they're not even separating themselves from like the simplest aspect of the show. They're not separating themselves from WWE. So the comparison is easier to make, and it's not a good comparison in the favor of AEW. Not even close.
Right. The key word when AEW came into the fold was alternative. Right. Like
Yeah.
it was going to be the alternative to WWE. But we also have to remember that at that time WWE was the drizzling shits when AEW came in. It was fucking awful.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty bad.
so I feel like that got everyone super excited. All right, there's another show. And let's not forget either. If you want to make comparisons, when WCW got Nitro, it wasn't all apples and roses and unicorns and anything. Even that show was not good until the NWO hit its stride.
Yeah, but people were tuning in because it was something different. It was like, hey,
Right.
they're bringing it to the table. Exactly.
Same thing with AEW. And AEW still has its audience. It still has its television audience. It's not where they want it to be. I'm sure. I'm sure it's not where the wrestling fans want it to be. But it also we have to credit the fact that people are only shitting down on AEW because of two things. I think, in my opinion, one, Tony Khan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing,
That's the
Mm-hmm.
big one.
and two, WWE has had its best year since 1998. So like, it's insane how all like the forces of the universe could combine and make something that was so loved and enjoyed by everyone, which AEW was. And I'm not even talking about just because of CM Punk. I'm talking about from day one with Cody, with Kenny, with the Bucks,
Fucking
with
SCU.
SCU. Like
Oh my
you
god,
know,
yeah.
it was good, and
Yeah.
it was fun to watch all the time. But that's maybe it's just like the reversal. Maybe because WWE was so shitty, and AEW will take anything over WWE on a national scale. I mean, you
Yeah,
could
and
say Impact, you can say ROH at the time, whatever. But the roles have now reversed again. Where now Triple H is the freaking man, and he is taking WWE to levels that we haven't seen in a generation.
I think a lot a lot of my favorite moments in AEW were moments that people think are fucking huge mistakes. I love the shit out of them. When Brandy Rhodes came out and cut that fucking promo on Jade Cargill, that was amazing shit. When fucking Shaq comes out and they have the big mixed tag match and he's fucking in the ring and he's doing this shit and he powerbombs Cody. I love that shit. Things like fucking Maki Ito singing on stage while everybody around her's fighting. That I fucking love shit like that. As goofy, as stupid, as unimportant, as fucking dumb as it looked, that was entertaining to me. It was completely off the rails and I wanted to see more of it. When Brandy came out and she's like, "You're dealing with that bitch," or whatever she said, I was like, "Fuck yeah, fuck her up." It was good shit to me, man. I loved it. I was entertained by all that shit.
The talent is still there. It's just it's not being used right. And when you go to the other show, when you go to WWE and you see a guy like Jay Uso who has been a career mid-card tag team job whatever guy, and all of a sudden now someone's figured out how to use him along with Sami Zayn, along with Drew McIntyre, along with Bobby Lashley, along with AJ Styles now, LA Knight, Randy Orton. Like it is insane. You could have a main event that you would never like. Tony, let me ask you this: in all honesty, AJ Styles versus Solo Sikoa. If you just heard that without knowing, would that make you tune in to a main event of SmackDown?
No, it would be like somebody saying Vikingos wrestling Black Taurus. Like I wouldn't give a
Exactly.
shit. But
Like,
I know, yeah, exactly. I'm reading what you're fucking writing, dude.
but you know they're going to turn it into something magic. You know the match is still going to be okay as a main event, and you know where the story is going. Now you have three main event guys: AJ Styles, LA Knight, Randy Orton, going into a triple threat match to see who faces um, Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like you know that and that's why WWE is so like I never saw this. Like I thought we'd always have to get like Hulk Hogan and Sting every week on a TV show. Now I don't have to.
Yep.
Now you can give me as your main event on your two major network shows. You can give me Jimmy freaking Uso
Yeah.
versus LA Knight in a main event. And I know not only is it going to be good, it's going to keep me watching because I know there's something more coming. And
Yeah.
that is something AEW doesn't do unless it's a pay per view. And that is something that WWE has done so freaking well
Yep.
lately.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. We just don't know. There's so many different possibilities and ways that they can go with everything. There's so many guys clamoring at the top right now, and everybody's got a different reason to be there.
And HK, they could literally like we did talk about this last week, but I just want to reiterate. Anytime they want to, they could flip a switch, right? Like Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins right now is the program going into the day one for Raw. Going into the program for Royal Rumble on SmackDown is the triple threat LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton to face Roman Reigns. At any time, they could substitute like somebody else in there. Like right now, if they wanted to substitute freaking Pete Dunne into the situation, they wanted to add him into the equation. I'd be like, all right, I believe he could do something because WWE has given me a reason to believe that he could do something. So it's just like they literally can flip anything, and there's so many believable talents that can be world champion on both shows. That is just nuts. Like it's insane. Kevin Owens is still there. Like it's insane.
Well, and one of the things I think of when you're talking about like Jey Uso is you have long term like emotional equity
Yes.
in a Jey Uso in these like you've watched him come in from when the Usos first showed up. What is it like? It has to be almost 15 years ago now. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
longer, dude.
Right. Look at Randy Orton. Look at the guys that are there, and look how much time you've invested in them, and now where they are.
Right.
Look at AEW. Now they don't have you can't take that sample size because they haven't been around that long.
Right.
But even still, you look at the guys that they do have and the guys they've invested in over time. Who do you got?
Christian.
But those, no, I'm talking strictly AEW, because you got a lot of time invested in Christian with the other companies, even with TNA. But
okay.
you know what I mean?
understand.
Like I'm talking just AEW. You
They
got
had it.
the fucking jack off circle is what you got.
They had it with Wardlow and totally lost it. MJF is probably the one guy.
Yeah. Yep.
They had it with Hobbs, totally screwed it up. They had it with Ricky Starks, totally screwed it up. They had it with the Acclaimed. I'm not going to say they totally screwed that up yet, but
Yeah, they kind of did.
They're not what they were.
They're not even on TV much anymore, right?
They were their hottest
Well,
act.
they're on the show that nobody watches.
Yeah, and they were like HK said, that was the hottest act. Those guys were like the top baby faces in the company.
Yep.
Max Caster could have been in a spot.
He was stalking MJF. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that I'm not even counting that.
Where did that even go? That's gone now, right?
Gone.
And the other problem is the big issue that I have with AEW recently is every heel is being cheered, and that's a big fucking problem.
Yep.
Because nobody gives a shit if the baby faces beat these guys up because they love them.
Yep,
they love them.
Yeah, and it's a tale as old as time. As I feel like is a all too far common phrase on this show when it comes to talking about how AEW's creative is. And this is also a tale as old as time and spoken way too many times on this show, is that what's so frustrating is that they have the people there to make this show better.
Yeah.
Like they have the people behind the scenes. They have the people in front of the camera that could make this show so much better. And I'm not saying it's the shits. All right. So I'm not in that camp yet. Like I enjoy watching a good match. Like I enjoyed watching Swerve and who did he in this last match on Dynamite? Who the fuck did he work? Hold on, I have the notes. I wasn't working, so I didn't actually print the notes out. But it was a match with Swerve, and I really, really freaking enjoyed that match. So like there's a place in my heart for good, tremendous wrestling matches. But here's the thing: I'm getting that on WWE, and I'm also getting story.
Oh. I want to ask you guys too, like KJG, you talked about. Excuse me.
Sorry, getting all choked up talking about AEW. I get it.
No, I was going back to like Nitro, right? And you had Nitro and Raw. Nitro presentation completely different, and that was one of the things that always like I gravitated. You could flip from Raw to Nitro, and you felt like you were watching two completely different shows, just based on presentation alone. And if you fast forward to SmackDown and Thunder, even when Thunder had that first Thunder set with the like the Rock, that I fucking love that set.
You like that?
Oh, I loved it.
See the people moving it from behind the.
Oh yeah, fucking loved it. And then they switched over to that other set, right? But there was still a huge difference in the presentation of SmackDown and Thunder, Raw and Nitro, until fucking they got the Titantron, and then when Nitro switched over to have their version of the Titantron, and it just looked like a worse version of what the WWE was doing. Can we get something like, give me something else? Just give me something else presentation wise, because then at least your mind doesn't as easily make that comparison. It doesn't as easily go, well, this is a shitty version of what I was watching on Monday night. You know, you're like, just give me something fucking different.
I get what you're saying 100%, but I feel like my fandom and my age and everything is like so far beyond that point where like I'm not like a new watcher coming in and comparing one to the other. I know what they both are. Right. If that makes sense. So like I understand why they do it. And I will say this, I do like AEW's ramp situation where they have everything like lit up on the ramp. And just to go back to Dynamite, it was Swerve versus Roosh, which was an incredible match, and the Mark Briscoe Jay Lethal match. Again, like the show is fine. It's just not what it could be, which is frustrating. Like that's like Jay White and Moxley was to use a word that we use again too often, but I can't think of a better word, was fucking a banger. Like AEW is a good product. It could just be so much better, and that's what's frustrating about it. especially when the other show WWE is as good as it's ever been, if not the best it's ever been. That's all I'm saying. But I get your point about looking less than, and if it's a company like Impact or if it's a company like Ring of Honor, you understand that it's less than. AEW is supposed to be on the level. Like at least that's how they build themselves.
Yeah.
And
You know
it's
what
just
else? You know what I miss too? That show, Being the Elite. I used to watch the shit out of that too, because everything was tying into all the other nonsense that was going on in early AEW, and it was fantastic. I loved that show, and everything started to taper off. Everything started to taper, and I was like, "Why don't I like the show anymore?" And it's exactly what we were all talking about. Like shit just fucking changed, and they've become wannabe WWE.
so I will give them credit for trying the Continental Classic because that's basically what everyone thought that AEW was going to be in the first place, was going to be New Japan America. So like I give them credit for that, I guess. And but I just it's not why I watch wrestling. If I want to watch sport, I'll watch sport. Like I'll watch football, I'll watch hockey, I'll watch basketball, I'll watch baseball. Like I want pro wrestling to suck me in to make me think it's a sport, but also give me the entertainment value that I don't get out of watching a hockey game or a basketball game.
Well, but I
So
mean that's the other thing too. So like they make a rule where like if it's a draw or whatever, you get 1 point. Not one fucking match got 1 point. Everybody either got a 3 or a 0, which means there was losers.
I don't hate that because that at least they told you, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but the other thing too is they said there's going to be no interference. Nobody's allowed at ringside because this is the rules and this and that. So in other words, like you can do this for this tournament, but you can't do this any other time of year. Like you fucking ruin the plot at that point. Yeah. Because you're basically saying we can enforce the rules anytime we want, but we're only going to do it for this tournament. So not only did you take away a plot device where people can get involved and make fuckery of like the results and be like, oh, I want to get back at that asshole. Now you fucking said we can't do that any other time. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
That's a great point. I
Nailed it.
I never.
It's seriously though, like you're taking away rules like just on a whim. Oh, because it's this tournament. And fucking Eddie Kingston is shit out of luck now too, isn't he? So he was defending his. He would have been better off losing the fucking Ring of Honor title, because then at least he would have been able to go after somebody to get it back.
Why not just lay it down in the middle of the ring? Walk away.
Like Samoa Joe did. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Why not?
It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
I can't wait for Impact to start up again. That's what I'll tell you, because they got Hard to Kill coming up. We have to pick World's End this weekend. But
oh yeah, we do.
I'm excited for Impact. They just signed the grizzled young vets.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Impact and what they got going on. So I love WWE. I love Impact. I like AEW. ROH I don't watch. And that's basically it. That's it. But God,
at least it says Saturday. Danielson and Claudio was a draw.
But was that points? Like did that mean anything? Like
no idea.
Huh.
Lisa, follow up. Say something else.
Well, Eddie Kingston didn't win shit.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
I don't even want to look this up. If I have to read these results, I'm going to get angry. I don't want to get angry.
To get angry.
I really don't. I know. I don't, man. No.
All right, Alan Day. I'm going to put this up for Alan Day. Sounds like Kevin wrote Tony's script, had the conversation a couple times now. Now, I don't know if he's saying that we're just repeating ourselves.
No. He's had these conversations with HK. That's what it is.
Okay.
No, we're not. No, he didn't mean that on the show. He meant like he agrees. Like
so. Yeah. Let's say let me play devil's advocate, and let's just say that he did mean that we've had this conversation a bunch, which we could have if. But the thing is, though, it's still relevant. Like,
yeah, of course.
It's still a conversation that needs to be had every week.
Yeah.
Because it is the landscape of the two biggest companies in the world. So I know he didn't mean it, which is fine, but just say like someone did mean it. Like I will have this conversation every week until like it changes.
This is yeah.
He's shitting on you.
No. He's not shitting on everybody. He's heard these thoughts from me before, and now hearing them from Tony is what he's saying.
Okay. So he's saying that. So there's two Kevins on the show, so that's why it made me confused.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he would be talking about the fucking Yahoo
I don't-
Kevin
I-
that he does a
I don't-
show with.
I mean, do I know?
Yeah.
Do I know Alan Day?
Yeah, it's Al Day.
Al Day, Treehorn, Loverboy.
Tots Pod. Yeah, Loverboy Al.
Oh, man.
He was on the show. Anything?
No,
All right.
nothing.
Wow. He's no selling Al.
He was
Sorry,
on
Al.
the Wizards. KJG.
He was on our show,
our
bro.
show. He was on our
Yeah,
program.
and do you know who Duke is?
Yes, yeah.
You don't remember Duke and Kevin and Al and all of us all being on the show at the same time?
No.
Holy shit, dude. Wow, he's no selling you, Al.
No, I'm not on purpose.
Nah.
All right, someone pull up what Lisa just posted because she's posted something else.
She said, all I know is it's going to be Danielson and Kingston.
Wait, Kingston? I thought Kingston has like no points. What is this thing called? The Gobbledygook tournament?
That's right.
What is this called? Gold Rush? What is this called?
Gold Rush.
No, what is it called? I don't know the name of the fucking tournament.
Continental Classic.
Continental Classic.
Okay.
The Gold Rush.
I don't fucking know. What the fuck? Oh,
That's what
wait. Continental Classic is an official website. Holy shit. Oh, boy. Do they have results?
Should actually pull it.
Oh, yeah, they have a chart. Okay. So, all right. So, John Moxery, Sir Strickland, and Jay White are tied. I think they're having a three-way for that one.
Yes, they are.
In the Blue League, Danielson won. Right? Oh, no. Eddie Kingston's got 9 points? Wait a minute. What? So Danielson won. Right? Am I reading this wrong?
All I want to say is if you need a chart for a tournament, it's too convoluted.
Well, Jay Lethal's the only slob that had a goose egg in this tournament. So even Daniel Garcia fucking won a match. Holy shit.
Who'd he ever beat?
He beat Brody. Wait, Daniel Garcia beat Brody King?
Well, why not?
That's why this company's in the shape that it's in.
Holy shit, dude.
Because of
Wait, no, wait.
like this.
Yeah, because Eddie and Andre Ololio both got 9 points, but Danielson's got 10, so Danielson wins. Or did this not happen yet? I don't fucking know. Fuck this shit. This fucking stupidity.
Night,
Fucking-
Diana.
Jesus Christ.